Welcome to the Dram Amateur Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dram Amateur Podcast. My name is Jason. Thank you all so much for joining and listening today. I certainly appreciate that. You can find me, if you don't already follow me on Instagram, you can find me on Instagram at dram_amateur. You can also find me on the Facebooks, the Dram Amateur Podcast. You can follow me there as well. But I hope you guys are all having a good week. Wanted to jump in and record the podcast for this week. Had a couple different topics today. I'm actually going to take what we're going to focus on today is the suggestion I got from Nerds and Burbs. So if you don't know who Nerds and Burbs is first, you should probably follow him on Instagram. If you're not Nerds and Burbs, you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. If you are Nerds and Burbs, then you know. So, but yeah, I hope everyone's having a great week. Looking forward to the weekend this weekend. My friend is coming down from Syracuse, so stoked about that. On Friday night, we are going to the Braves game, which is going to be awesome. I don't think I've been to one this year, just crazy life schedules. But myself, my friend, my wife, my 3 kids, we're all going to go to the game. We got some pretty decent seats up behind home plate a little bit. So pretty excited about that. And then on Saturday, the Mecca, the trip. So being from Syracuse, he has not had the pleasure of seeing a true distillery. Greg's a big beer guy. He's a big beer guy, enjoys beer, has gotten into tequila a little bit. I think more Blancos than anything else. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. He's dabbled in a little bit of bourbon, and stuff like that. But I think the cool thing with any distillery tour, right? Listen, I don't care if you drink or not. I think there is an appreciation for the distilling process that is definitely something you should go see. I'll preface this with I've only been to Jack Daniel's and I've only been to the Chattanooga distillery tour. The Jack Daniel's tour is pretty top notch. I like it. I've been twice. Every time it was the same, which is cool, but you get to see the same things and appreciate it. And now, I think the last time I went was probably 2 or 3 years ago. So I think now that I have an appreciation for bourbon, and especially if you guys know me, Jack, right? Jack, Wild Turkey, Old Forester, those are probably my big 3 bourbon-wise that I'm really excited to go. Like I literally can't tell you how excited I am to go. We're doing the Angels Share tour too. So at the end of the tours I've done before, we it was years ago. They changed it. So when I first went, you would have samples in the main like building. So when you walk up and you check in and they've got the whole historical piece of it inside, if I remember right, if I'm facing the building, the left-hand side was the gift shop and the right-hand side was like a hall, just a big like event space area. But that's where, when I first went, that's where I did the tasting. That was 4 or 5 years ago. And to be honest with you, it actually might be longer than that now. But that's where we went the first time. The second time that we went, if you're facing the building, there's a rick house off to your left. And I'm pretty sure it's the first tour that we went on. When you were done with the tour, you walked through that rick house to get to the gift shop. I think that was like the end of the tour, is walking through the rick house. The second tour, when we did the tasting, that rick house was turned into a tasting room, and I think it's still that way today. I don't know. I won't even find out on Saturday. But when they put glass walls up and nice seats and like glass ceiling, so you see the entire rick house around you at the barrels, and you're tasting samples in that room. That's what my experience was when I went the last time. This time we're doing the Angels Share Tour, which I have not done. The website says you get to taste single barrels and all these like limited things, like limited stuff, like not limited offerings. Like, look, they're not going to give me like, things that are 40 years old, but you get to taste things, I think, out of barrels. So I don't know if you go up to the rick house and like you taste the barrel, like the whiskey or the bourbon out of the barrel. Like, I don't know, but I was pretty impressed with like the way it sounded on their website. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super duper excited. I think it's a really unique experience for somebody who's coming into town. It's a little bit of a drive for us. Not too bad. But I think somebody that's coming into town, it's really cool, especially from when you're from New York, right? I mean, there's distilleries in New York, Taconic being one of them. But I think that it's Jack is like... That tour at Jack is really freaking cool. It's really cool how they take you through the process. I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't gone, but it's really cool to see how they take you through the process. They do a really good job of explaining things. I don't want to say it's hands-on, but you're literally right next to so many things, and it's a pretty freaking unique experience to be able to go do that. So I may even represent the podcast. My wife is supposed to make me the Dram Amateur podcast shirt so I can wear one to Jack. I mean, how cool would that be, man? I mean, nobody even knows who the hell I am. Some dude walking around with a Dram Amateur shirt. They'd be like, what the hell's that podcast, man? No, it's not going to make a big difference. They're not going to give me anything special or anything like that. They'll probably just ask questions and nobody even notice. But I was like, I want to rep a little bit, man. I want the Dram Amateur podcast t-shirts, man. So I think my wife's going to try to make me one. But anyway, so that'll be fun. So we're excited about that. Then he flies out Sunday. Be sad to see him go, but it's kind of cool. He'll be here Thursday night to Saturday or Sunday morning. So it'll be fun to see him. So that's a little bit of what's on the plans for this weekend. 2 weeks out, I'm excited. My wife's uncle's coming into town. And I will tell you that I enjoy drinking bourbon with my father-in-law and my wife's uncle. Uncles, I should say uncles, man, they're all fun. My father-in-law's brothers are a freaking hoot, and they appreciate good alcohol, which is really, really cool. He's coming into town, not this coming up weekend, but next weekend. So we talked about, last time I was here, we talked about doing oysters and bourbon. So he pinged me last night and he's like, hey man, how you doing? He's like, you think we can order a whole bunch of oysters and drink the good brown liquid? I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, we can. So I got to get on the horn and order some oysters and have them shipped in for next weekend. And then bring over a whole bunch of good bottles. And man, you cannot get a better night than fresh shuck oysters and good bourbon. Come on, man. It just doesn't happen. It does not happen. So I'm pretty excited about that too. Be a fun thing to kind of look forward to over the next couple weeks. So really excited. Big sports news this weekend. Taylor Swift is destined to ruin the Kansas City Chiefs and specifically Travis Kelce. So that's always fun. I was like, it was funny. If you watch football and you watch the Sunday's games, I was like, how in the hell does Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce get more publicity than the Dolphins blowing out the Broncos 70-20? And like literally like record after record after record. I watched the game because my buddy Troy's a Dolphins fan, and he came over. We watched the game a little bit together, so it was pretty cool. But man, I mean seriously, like if you watch anything or pay attention to Twitter or I don't know, any social media at all, it's all Tay and Travis Kelce and absolutely barely anything about the 70-point output by the Dolphins and how much fun that game was to watch. I'm not even a Dolphins fan. I really don't care about the Dolphins. But man, I'll tell you what, that game was fun to watch. I enjoyed every minute of it. So it was good. But yeah, Tay, if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I'm going to apologize now. She's probably going to ruin your team if she continues hanging out with Travis Kelce. If you're not a Kansas City Chiefs fan like me, I'm not. I tell her she can hang out as long as she wants. And matter of fact, she should probably go hang out with Mahomes' wife and find some way for Mahomes' wife to ruin Mahomes so I can stop hearing about this god-awful fucking team and their talents and all the other stuff. It's literally makes me want to gag. Also, fun news. I watched Dallas get their asses handed to them by a shitty Arizona Cardinals team. That was fun. My Niners won. That was fun. So all in all, it was a pretty fun weekend of sports. And the one big game to look forward to this week, it should be the very first game on everybody's schedules. Everybody's. Broncos Bears, baby. Broncos Bears. Battles of the suckages. Yeah, I don't know how either of those teams even have football teams right now, but yeah, it'll be a terrible game to watch. So, but yeah, let's see other news here while I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm like trying to get through. I had notes and I left them downstairs. So that's the way you start a podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Be unprepared for your podcast. Okay. Oh yeah, another topic I meant to talk about. So a little bit about me, and my personality. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, so if I have, forgive me. I'm one of those people that everyone's like, well, what's your favorite movie? And I'm like, I don't have a favorite movie. I've got different movies that I like for different reasons. And that's my answer. Well, what's your favorite food? I don't have a favorite food. I have different foods I like for different reasons. I'm like, I could give you 5 or 6 favorite foods right now. Well, what's your favorite music? I don't have a favorite music. I can tell you what I don't like. Fucking country music. But you know, I'm just like, I old school country is okay. New school country now. I'm like, I like a bunch of different music. So man, I'll tell you, really weird thing with me. I am all over the place music wise. I'll be honest with you. And now when I tell you all over the place, like literally all over the place. I'm a big no right now on modern country, modern rap. I do not like modern rap right now. I don't know what the hell it is. Modern country, modern rap. Probably just regular pop music right now. I mean, occasionally there's a few things that my kids like, and I'm like, okay, this is all right. But man, I got into metal. Not even back into metal. I don't think I've been into metal before like I am now. Like for some odd reason, like I am into like metal, like all the different types of metal, like the metal that go blah, and all that stuff, and the like I am like, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's just all good music that came out now. But man, I'll tell you what, I have this newfound love for metal, and I'm like digging into the metal scene and seeing all the fun stuff I can discover. So it's been fun. I like a whole ton of different music. I mean, I like rock and old school rap, and God, I listen to Frank Sinatra, and like, I was in the here you go. I was in the bathroom at a restaurant. I went to go have dinner with my mother-in-law and father-in-law and my wife this weekend for my mother-in-law's birthday. I was in the bathroom and there's just piano music playing. And I grabbed my damn phone and Shazam the shit out of that thing and was like, what is this song? I just want to listen to this song just chilling out and having a drink, or maybe chilling out and having a cigar or something. This is chill music. So, yeah, so that's fun. And that's where I'm weird, right? It's weird things like that. My daughter and I, back in June, went up to Boston, and the two of us went to go see her favorite band. So she's a big fan of a band called Lovejoy out of England. And they're pretty good. I dug them. Their concert was, listen, I've been to a lot of concerts in my life. I've seen a lot of pretty big bands. I've been to like huge shows. I've been to arena shows. I've been to small venues. I've seen big bands in small venues, big bands at arena shows. Like I think I've literally seen it all. This show was at a small venue, maybe a little bit bigger than, well, you don't probably live in Atlanta, so I can't use that. I guess I can use it as a reference. Y'all go look it up. Tabernacle in Atlanta. Maybe a little bit bigger than a Tabernacle. And I'll tell you what, that band was pretty damn good. Now, do I listen to them all the time or anything like that? No, but their show was freaking phenomenal. And when you get a bunch of 14, what do we say, 12 to 18-year-old girls and guys around screaming and all excited about the band and all that stuff. It just adds this like energy to the show. And man, I'll tell you what, it was a pretty awesome show. I don't say that about every band. Rest in peace, Buck Cherry. I will never listen to you and never go to your show again because it was effing terrible. But yeah, it was fun. So anyway, another like weird genre band. So they had a band open for them called Spilly Cave. I think they're out of Pennsylvania, and I'm gonna tell you Pittsburgh, but I might be wrong about that, so don't quote me. But a band called Spilly Cave. Man, they were pretty awesome too. I liked kind of the vibe during the show. And then I got home, and it was one of these ones where you get home and you listen to it, and you're like, oh man, they actually sounded better live. And like, you're like, I'm kind of disappointed, but I listened to them more and more and more. And I found like the perfect mood to listen to them there. So they're like this, like they're a vibe. Like you just have to go listen to Spilly Cave to understand what I'm saying. If you don't, I would start with their album, their full album that was out. I don't know what the hell the name of it is, but I'm not even going to look it up. But go listen to that and listen to it. Do not shuffle it. Just do it in order. I am a firm believer that bands release albums in order, in a certain order for you to listen to them in that order. I've always said this, and it was something that I think we've gotten away from. So I am old enough to have owned a cassette tapes in my car and had a whole case of cassette tapes. I had CDs, obviously. I used to be the guy that had the big case of CDs and you're flipping through the sleeves of CDs to put them in your CD player. I'm also the guy that had cassette tapes, and instead of buying a whole cassette tape, you would buy singles. So you'd pop a cassette tape in to listen to one song and then switch it. Yeah, I'm that old. I'm not even that old either. That's the funny thing. But yeah, I'm that guy. But it was funny. I was talking to a friend a long time ago about this, and she was into music as well as me, and we were talking about it, and she mentioned it to me, and it really resonated with me. Like, bands put together the songs on the order in an album or a record, I don't know, album, whatever, on a record album, whatever, that they want you to listen to it in, and I think there's a reason because of that. So. And I think that's a dying thing that nobody does anymore. And I wonder if anybody does anymore. So do you listen, when you listen to something on like Spotify or Apple Music, do you listen on random, like on shuffle, or do you listen to the album front to back? That would be something fun. So like a first time on an album, I'll listen front to back. After that, I'm shuffling all day. You can kiss my ass after that. But that Spilly Cave one, I don't ever shuffle it. I go back to that record, start on the first song, and I work my way through the entire album. And it's just cool, man. It's just a cool vibe. I love it. It's a great album. So give Spilly Cave a chance if you get a chance. And if anybody's listening and you have bands you like, IM me on Instagram, please. I am the person that, like, I love finding new music. I will listen to anything once or twice to give it a try. I'm not out of the realm of like listening to it. It's funny, like my friend Jordan, he was pinging me one night, and he likes all that, like he's a Blink-182 fan. He's a Yellow Card fan, like that genre of music. I don't even know what the hell you call it. And I like some of that stuff. I hate Blink-182. Sorry, anybody's a Blink-182 fan. I am not a Blink-182 fan in any way, shape, and form. But Yellow Card songs, right? Ocean Avenue and stuff like that. Like we can listen to Yellow Card songs. But he was throwing us some bands when we were talking on Facebook Messenger one night, and I was like, meh, no. And then he threw me a band, and I was like, what the hell is this? And this one I'm going to look up for you. I was like shocked by it. The Home Team. I was like, what in the hell is this, man? So it's like this weird mix of all these different genres, but it just is pretty good. I've listened to it a couple times, once or twice. I don't know if I could listen to it all the time. But it was pretty good, man. I really dug it. So the Home Team is another one. And as I'm looking at my Spotify, last one, sorry, wow, this took, all right, I need to start a music podcast clearly because I have a love of music and talking all things music. I was on Instagram and there was a reel that popped up with a song that I literally have never, ever heard before, from a band I've never heard of before. And when I listen to it, it's like this odd mix of, it's like this conglomeration between, let me get this right, the band Hum that did the song Stars, Filter, and oh crap, what was the other band? Oh, it's gonna escape me. It's gonna drive me nuts. Anyways, just sit on Filter and Hum, right? But it's just and the song was awesome. So it's a song. The band is called Super Heaven, and the song is called Youngest Daughter. I absolutely love it. I was like, and they released this album in like 2013, right? So that's 10 years ago. I'm like, I have never heard this song in my entire freaking life. And I'm just hearing it for the first time. It's got that like 90s vibe, right? It's got that like 90s vibe. And I was like, man, this is awesome. So another fun song. So there you go. Super Heaven. Song name is Youngest Daughter. Go listen to it if you're a 90s music fan or you like those bands like I mentioned. You're probably gonna like it a little bit as well. So, all right, wow, I just went down a rabbit hole. Thanks for you know what? I really appreciate all of you and dealing with my rabbit hole because it is it can be pretty long sometimes. So thanks for listening to me. I appreciate that. All right, so let's jump into the podcast, and I'm glad I'm 20 minutes in. I just killed 20 minutes because this is probably not going to go very well. So, dear Nerbs and Burbs, thank you for the suggestion. This is not going to go well. I'm going to tell you right now, the term dram amateur is going to be extremely relevant right now because of what I'm about to do. So Nerds and Burbs hit me up, and he's like, "Hey man, podcast idea," and I'm like, "Dude, shoot, man, I'm all for it." He says, "Do you ever think about doing tastings like live on a podcast?" I'm like, and I when I got it, I was like, "Bro, I am not good at this at all." He's like, "Yeah, take your time with it, have a taste, give tasting notes." I'm like, "Sure, man, I could probably try that." In the back of my mind, little Jason's like, "No, man, you're not gonna have any way to do that. It's not gonna go very well." Yeah, that's basically what the back of my my little head was saying to me. Because again, I'm not good at this. I've been honest with you guys the entire time, and thus the Dram Amateur podcast. Actually, it should be more like a Dram Appreciation podcast because that's about all I do is appreciate, and I can't give you anything else. So I said, you know what? I have a full plate of stuff this week. I struggled to put some content together, had some notes written down, but I was really struggling with getting the full thing together. And I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to roll with it. And another reason, because my buddy Troy last night, we play cornhole on Mondays, and it ends up being an ass whooping every Monday. So props to the sandbaggers for getting our ass kicked every week. Love you guys. He surprised me last night with a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye at 135.8 proof, which was pretty freaking cool because I don't have this one. I don't know which one I have. I think it's like a 131 proof or a 132 proof. But this is not mine. And so all of you know, because of my other, I think I did a tasting note on it. Mine, when I drink it, it's like wasabi. You know how you eat wasabi and it goes straight to your freaking sinuses and your nose starts to burn? I've never had a bourbon or a rye or anything I've ever drank before in my life do that. And that Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye that I have, it does that. I have to put drops in it. I can drink it straight. I'm not saying I can't, but it opens up with drops and it's a completely different pour. So I have to put 5 to 7 drops in a 2-ounce pour. It's that freaking insane. Again, I can drink it straight. That's not a problem. But because of that wasabi, you miss that. Again, for me, and I told Troy next time he comes over, I'm like, next time you come over, you've got to try it. And I asked him, I'm like, does this one hit you in the nose like wasabi? He's like, no, it's more of a throat burn. So I'm like, all right. I'm really curious to try it because this is the only second one I've tried, and I've heard they're wildly different. So I told him, I said, next time you're over, you're not drinking anything else. Like this weekend, he popped over. I had him try Weller Antique 107 and Weller Foolproof. So I told him, next time you come over, we're going to do the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye and have you try it. So I have my handy dandy dropper bottle too, just in case I need it. But let me open this thing while I'm talking. And he borrowed one of my bottles. I gave him a pour in. So that was kind of cool. I got my sample bottle back. And he has little bougie stickers now too. So he even has little stickers with a little design on it. I was like, Troy, who the hell are you right now? I'm converting you to a damn bourbon guy. I'm like, before you know it, whoa. Whew, that smell filled up the room. Holy shit. Yeah, that's got a good nose. I can smell it from 3 feet away. I told Troy, I said, before you know it, you're going to have 400 bottles of alcohol just like me. And he chuckled and laughed. Funny thing is that Troy is a sneaker geek. And Troy's got a whole shit ton of sneakers. So I told him, I said, just another hobby that you need in your life. So, all right, let me get this damn glass coated. Let me see. I'm going to tell you right now, y'all are going to be disappointed, especially Nerds and Burbs. And Nerds and Burbs probably laughing his ass off right now at this. I can already probably hear him going, you dumbass. You can't even do tasting notes live. Like I told you guys, I struggle with smelling or tasting something and then like matching it up in my head. And it's funny, half my friends are like, dude, they just make shit up. Just make something up. And I'm like, I literally want to look at somebody and just be like, all right, yo, on the DL, like, do you really make all that stuff up? Do you really taste all that stuff? Like, come on. Just be honest with me, right? Do you go read the tasting notes released by the distiller and then you just make some things up that are close to it? Like, is that what happens? I know it's probably not. They're probably a hell of a lot more talented than me, but I can't do it. So on the nose, smells like ooh, that's proofy on the bottom. Whew. I got a lot of barrel on that. I'm getting your typical rye. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to sit here and pick anything out. I might pick something out after I have a sip of it. For me, sometimes I realize that after I have a sip, it's a little different. Definitely a little of the alcohol on it, the ethanol. I mean, it's 135 proof. I'm trying to get something out of it. All right. I can it definitely, like, you definitely get that barrel smell. Yeah. Dark berry. All right, hold on. Dark berry. Yeah, dark berries. Yeah, way to be really spot on there with that tasting. No, dark berries. Yeah. Dark berries, right? Like, I'm thinking like a blackberry. That's what I get on it. Yeah. Blackberry. I get powdered sugar a lot on a lot of things. You know how you smell powdered sugar and it's not really like, it's got that sweet smell, but it's like, it's not sugar. It's more powdered. Yeah. Did you get that? Yeah. So that's what I get. All right. I'm going to take a swig of this and I want to see if it goes straight to my nose. It's oily. It's got a good coat. So I got about, I don't know, half an ounce in my glass. So let's give this a shot and see what I get. Cheers. You know what? I'm gonna clink the glass on the mic. I wonder if you can hear it. I don't know. Did that come through? All right. Who knows? Hold on. Who knows? I'm trying to see if it registers on my fucking garage, man. Cheers. Here we go. Wow. Vastly different. Man, that's dark chocolate. Holy shit. Ooh, sorry about that, I cussed. Okay, so, hold on, sorry, it's evolving. Kentucky Hug for sure. Not me with my throat. I think the throat thing for Troy was probably, it's 135 proof and he's still getting used to drinking higher proof stuff. Kentucky hug for me. I can literally feel that thing literally going down my freaking esophagus right now, down to my stomach, like that slow rolling. Dark chocolate, huge amounts of dark chocolate. And I like dark chocolate. That's why I can tell you that note. And not bitter dark chocolate, but like the dark chocolate, like, and not heavy. So like a Hershey's dark chocolate or like one of those dark chocolates, not like a high quality dark chocolate, like the ones that have the different levels, like 33%, 60%, whatever, because there's different ones. That was like a dark chocolate bar, if that makes any sense. Because there's some dark chocolates that don't have the sweetness of a dark chocolate, like an American-made dark chocolate, if you get a European one. And that's not what this is. This isn't the European, it's the American. All right, so I got dark chocolate and oak. That's for sure. No doubt about that. Hey, nerds and burbs, you see me right now, man? I'm pretty impressed. And I'm not bullshitting this stuff either. I would tell you if I was bullshitting it. It's from you know what? The oak on this is from a tree in the northwest state of Oregon. They chopped the tree down when it was a light drizzle. It had rained the day before. It's about to snow in 3 days, and it was 42 degrees. Yeah, that's the oak that was in the barrel. Just kidding. All right, pour number 2, or swig number 2. Wow. So, fun fact. That's better than mine. Mine, when you add drops to it, it has a different level. There's no sweetness in this. Wow, dude. Holy shit. Okay. Buy every bottle of this stuff. Like, seriously. Yeah, it's all dark chocolate from me. It's all dark chocolate and wood. All right, I got poured out a little bit. So it's all dark chocolate and wood. And take a swig of water. Because my esophagus is burning as it rolls down it. Yeah, it's all dark chocolate and wood. That's insane. That is really effing good, man. And the mouth coat, I mean, I just took a swig of water. I can still taste it on my palate. That's insane. Dude, that bottle's killer. Holy hell, dude. And there's no wasabi. Like I said, when I drink the other one, it goes straight to my effing sinuses. My nose burns like crazy. I've never experienced anything like it ever, except if you're smelling a smelling salts or something like that, or like eating a whole ton of wasabi and you're not used to it, right? That's what I get out of it. Man, this is nice. All right, I'm gonna put some drops of water. Well, no, hold on. You guys are gonna have to deal with me for a little bit. Let me do one more small swig, and then I'll add a little bit more, and I'll do a drop or two of water and see if it opens up. Yeah, so you know what? Buy all the Jack in the world. Like, seriously. Yep. You know what's funny? Wow. That finish goes on forever. Holy hell, dude. I have like a quarter of an ounce in my glass that I just poured. I just took a little swig. That finish goes on forever. I'm in love. Yeah, I'm in love. I'm in love with Jack Daniels. Yeah, stuff's good, man. All right, I poured a little bit more. God, I only have an ounce left. All right, Troy, you're going to have to give me another sample bottle. All right, I'm going to try 2 drops. Let me see if it does anything with 2 drops in it. And I'm not really a big drop guy. So, I'll be honest. Don't really do drops that much. But you know what's funny? This is the second thing that I had to do drops in. Michael, Pints, Pipes, and Drams, he got an Old Carter recently. And I have a sample of it downstairs. I haven't tried it yet. And Michael said, do it with drops. He even had, Jordan was over, I think it was Labor Day weekend, when they stopped over. And Jordan had a pour of it without the drops. And Michael said, you're going to want to do drops. And Jordan's like, yep. Okay. So he didn't do drops. And it was fine, right? You drank it. It's all right. But it's proofy and it's hot. It drinks really hot. And then Michael said, do drops. And Jordan said, yeah, it completely opened up and completely different. So not opposed to drops. Just not something I do all the time. So yeah. So, all right, this thing is switched around. You know what? I'm going to think, because this is the first time I'm doing this. So Nerds and Burbs, if I have poor reviews, it might be your fault. Thanks for dealing with the silence in between swigs and me processing, because again, Dram amateur trying to process this stuff, it's pretty overwhelming. So I appreciate you guys being understanding of that. As I'm looking at the time going, Jesus, how long are you going to take to drink tonight? I'm just going to drink and talk. You know what? Next episode, I'm literally just going to record all night. I'm going to do an all-night recordathon. I'm just going to drink, and then you guys can track how drunk I get through the time and how long I start, how long into it I start slurring my speech, and all that stuff. What I need to do is just have a big party with like people over and like set up the mics and just record and we all drink at the same time. That's another podcast idea. God, why do I have all these great ideas when I'm recording? Where's this shit when I get done with work and my brain is mush and I'm like, God, I just need a freaking idea. Yeah, fresh out. But yeah, interviews are coming back soon too. I want to do interviews still. But the thing is with it, it's just, planning for everybody. It's combining, it's getting your schedule aligned and other people's schedule aligned. And my schedule has been a shit show lately. This is the third week in a row that I'm recording like the Tuesday or Wednesday of my release date, which is not like me. I need to get ones in the hopper. But all right, I'm gonna shut up. Last drink of Jack Daniels. I freaking swear. I'm sorry it's took you so damn long. Cheers. Oh yeah. Completely different. You get that dark chocolate, but it has that fruitiness on it. That dark fruit in the front of the palate. So for me, with the drops of water, and it may be there without the drops, but I get all the dark chocolate with it. With the drops, it's more fruit on the very, very, hold on. Nope, that's evolving. Listen, one of my favorite things that when you have a bourbon with a long finish like this, and I don't know if it's just me, or if it's everybody, like you drink it, you notice your front palate, mid palate finish, and then you're like, okay, and you start talking, and you pause for a minute, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, and that fucker evolves. Yeah, that's what this just did, because the fruit popped up on the back end. And man, you know what's funny? It's almost like a jam, like a blackberry jam or something like that, because it's got that like, I don't know, it's got that jammy note to it now. I actually get like a little bit of strawberry jam on that too now. So with the water, and I got another small swig left, I might do it. Sorry if I'm killing y'all. If you guys hate this podcast, vote me a 0. No, give me 5 stars. If you don't like me, then screw you. Just don't give me anything. Your mother will tell you, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. If you don't have any good votes to give, don't give them at all. So for me, front palate, blackberries evolves quickly to that dark chocolate, right? So that dark chocolate, I lose the powdered sugar piece in it. Evolves quickly to that dark chocolate. You get the dark chocolate oat mixture, or oak, not oat. Oh my God. It's been a long week. Oak mixture. And then as I sat there, swallowed it, processed it, and started to taste it a little bit more, that blackberry came back. And it almost like the berry almost brightened up as you let it sit for a little longer. And it was like a blackberry jam, but then like a strawberry jam. Like it had that like Smucker's strawberry jam flavor to it. And I can't believe I'm like actually picking out that tasting note, but I swear I am. I'm not bullshitting you. That's not what I do. I literally just sit here and tell you, hey, that was a good drink. Just go buy a bottle. You'll fucking love it. Yeah, it's not me tonight. Jack Daniels is my damn jam, dude. Holy hell. All right, I got like 1/8 of an ounce left. All right, hold on. Be right back. I'm going to go and appreciate this last pour. Yep, same thing. Berries front, chocolate oak, mid to the start of the finish. That one didn't evolve. I just don't think I had enough in the glass. It didn't evolve to that blackberry and strawberry part. But man, that's some good stuff. So this is, I don't know how many were these released. I don't know where. Bottling date looks like Barrel House 203. Barrel number 23-03195. Barreling date 3/31/2023. 135.8 proof. I will tell you right now, if you find this bottle, buy it. It is a banger. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Troy, I'm going to need another sample of this. That's really effing good. I will trade sample bottles of mine for yours or vice versa. We'll just figure it out. That's really good. That's really good. So this is my plug for you, Jack Daniels. So I'm going to see you this week. This is my plug for you, or this weekend. This is my plug for you that, listen, I see you and I drink you and you're really fucking good. And everybody that has these single barrel proofs, the bourbons or the ryes, look, you find a single barrel proof bourbon over 130 proof, buy it. Just buy it. Don't question it. You never had it, buy it. You find any of these single barrels, I would seriously tell you to try to get a whole bunch of different proofs across the proof range. I'd be really curious to see if you did like a 128, 129, 130, 131, 132, 133. You know what I'm saying? Like in each of the proof ranges, or maybe you jump 2 or 3 points each, like 129, 132, 135. Like I would really love to see the difference in these things. I know they're all single barrels, so they're going to be a little bit different, but man, that's delightful. I hope that the store, their gift shop has some of these. And man, I tell you what, I hope they're high proof because I don't need a low proof one. I need a high proof banger. Wow, that's really good. So that'll about wrap it up for the show today. Very much appreciate you listening and putting up with my my drinking and hopefully my tasting notes that were halfway decent and not half-ass. Again, big shout out to Nerds and Burbs for the suggestion. Y'all have to let me know what you think. That way I can tell Nerds and Burbs, hey, thumbs up. You did me a solid. You had a great idea, or thumbs down. I ain't doing that again. Oh, this is episode 10 too. You know what? Did I mention that? I swear to God, I only had a half an ounce or an ounce. That's all I had. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. So this is episode 10. I don't think I said welcome to episode 10 of the Dram Amateur podcast. But yeah, big moment too, because this is episode 10. So pretty much digging that quite a bit. So this is fun. This is a lot of fun. So that'll about do it. I think I tried to wrap up already and I'm doing it again. So thanks guys all for listening. Thanks for all your support. I really appreciate it. Every single one of you are awesome. Thanks for listening. This has been the Dram Amateur Podcast. My name is Jason. Find me on the Instagram at Dram_amateur. Long for Dramature. Get it? Good. All right. Have a great night. Talk to you guys later. This has been the Dram Amateur Podcast.